Hello guys, my name is Justin Adams and welcome to Jay's Days, or should I say welcome back to my 25 days of Christmas movies. Previously I did the Santa Claus 1 and 2, now I am doing its third and final chapter, the Santa Claus 3. Thank the fucking Lord. Guys, I remember when this movie came out in the theaters. I was 10 years old and I was living with my dad at the time, and I would always go to the movies with my dad. One day on November 3rd, 2006, I begged my dad to take me to see the Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause. Once the credits started rolling, my dad was so mad that he wanted to see a completely different movie, so he bought 2 tickets to Casino Royale. Thanks, Dad. When I saw the trailer for this movie, I was so pumped. Not only was this the third chapter to one of my favorite franchises as a kid, it had Martin Short in it, and I loved Martin Short. I still do. So I was set. This movie had me super excited. I needed to go see it. Not only was it Martin Short in a third part in my favorite film series, but the story was really interesting. It goes like this. Scott, aka Santa, is now tired of being Santa. He's been working for 13 years and now he wants a break. Not only is Christmas days away, but his wife Carol is pregnant with a second child. Carol, again played by Elizabeth Mitchell, is now having doubts about leaving her life and staying in the North Pole, as she is surrounded by little people and she can't talk to anybody about anything. She's going through different types of hormones. She wants to see people that she knew before all of this stuff happened. This gives Scott/Santa the idea to invite her parent, played by Anne Margaret and Alan fucking Arkin. I'm not joking. But during all of this, Jack Frost, played by Short, is there, and he is very jealous of Santa's power towards the world. He wants his throne, so he hears about the escape clause. It's this certain clause where you have to grab a snow globe and you have to have Santa touch it and say, "I do not want to be Santa anymore." It takes them back into time. This leads to Jack grabbing the Santa suit and taking it from Scott, transforming time forever. Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun, huh? A few twists, a few turns. No. This movie is the laziest out of the 3. The worst movie out of the 3. It has more bad CGI, and even Tim Allen stoops low to this one. This movie has a lame script that has potential in its story, but it takes its story nowhere. It takes the plot absolutely to 0 places. And instead washes the plot away and fills it up with meaningless bullshit. Everyone in this movie doesn't try. Not a single person tries their hardest. At least I don't see one person trying. The only thing that keeps the movie going is Martin Short as Jack Frost, but he is not in the movie. He is hardly in the movie. They do not do anything with the character. They just have him running around freezing things. Alan Arkin is giving the biggest phoned-in performance he's ever given, and I'm sitting here wondering who called him to do this. Was it Tim Allen? Can you see him and Tim Allen hanging out? I can't see that happening. I am so confused on how he ended up on this set. He must fire his agent. He has to. I wonder if he did Little Miss Sunshine before or after. I need to check. Hold on. It was after. So he literally got nominated for an Oscar and decided to share some love to the Santa Claus franchise. Oh. Alan Arkin, why, dude? My biggest concern with this movie is that it takes such a long time for the plot to finally kick in. The entire film is just Scott and Carol trying to pretend they're in Canada, and that's how Tim Allen says Canada the entire movie. They're trying to hide the fact that they are not in the North Pole from her parents. What? No! Why? We don't care. I don't care, at least. I want to see Jack Frost do some shit. I want to see some actual risks being taken. Sure, he hasn't read the list twice. Sure, he has to hide the fact that he's living in the North Pole from his in-laws. And sure, he's tired. But that's all that's at risk. What is this movie even saying? Is it saying even Santa Claus has a bad day? Is it saying even Santa has to deal with his in-laws? What is this movie trying to say to the kids that this movie is aiming for. This movie should have, I feel like it was supposed to be called the Santa Claus 3, the in-laws, instead of the escape clause, because they really want to show emphasis on the in-laws more than the actual fucking plot. And by the way, no one would ever believe that that was actually Canada, and if I was a Canadian, I would feel so offended. This movie also looks and feels like a straight-to-DVD movie, but Disney was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just release it theatrically. Now let me say this, once the movie finally kicks in with its plot, it's not bad. It actually starts becoming good. It starts becoming the movie that I actually wanted it to be. That's because they're actually using the plot that they wrote for the trailer. I love the scene that where Jack is trying to persuade Scott into taking the globe and to have him say the words, "I wish I was never Santa Claus again." I can feel the emotion, and that's where I can finally see some performances being taken place. You can definitely sense that this was they like filmed like 92% of the movie, and the director was finally like going through the scenes and he saw, oh shit, this is what the movie's about. Actually give a performance. Tim, Martin, actually do something for this. Maybe, just maybe, if this scene works, Disney will still give us a Malibu beach house. I was about to say Malibu bitch house. Plus, I think seeing Scott's life, if he didn't put on the Santa suit, was really interesting. He would have been a bad dad who doesn't pay attention to his son, who doesn't pay attention to anything else around him besides himself. It also shows how sad Scott is once he finds out that he is now in a time where he is not Santa anymore, and where his son doesn't talk to him, and where Neil and Laura are broken up. Everything is super negative, and now he has to fix it. This is what the movie should have been doing. Alan Arkin, why the fuck are you in this? But don't worry, if you missed the in-laws, they do not use the plot at all. They use the plot for like 20 minutes and then they wrap everything up really quickly, just go back to the in-laws. And then after Scott solves everything, the movie drags every last possible minute. Overall, guys, this movie is the lamest out of the three. One of the worst movies I've seen during my 25 days of Christmas movies. Not as bad as Surviving Christmas, but it's definitely number 2 as of now. Just by the bloopers they play at the end, you can tell that nobody gave a shit during this movie. Holy shit, I can't express how sorry I am that I made my dad sit through this in the theater. In the theater. I deserved to go see Casino Royale after that. To see James Bond get his balls whipped. I deserved it. Alright guys, that's what I think. What do you guys think? Did you guys hate it as much as I did, or do you guys love it because it has officers? That's what they call officers. I fucking hate this movie. I fucking hate it. Alright guys, if you want you can follow me on Twitter at I'mJustin_420, and guys please stay tuned. I'm going to be unleashing more reviews to your face. That is it though for the Santa Claus trilogy. It was fun. The first one was fun. The other two were kind of a pain to get through. Guys, that's all I got for you. Please like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that stuff. Do it. If you don't, then I will cry.